Puck goes off by Kruger, swept for by Kelly, punched out by Zimmerman, and hacked for by York. Brahmas left wing, back to York, pulls back, shoots,
our final Inside the Bullpen cast episode before we are in off-season mode. It's great to have Jan, but man, has this year flown by, guys. Holy cow.
Yeah, I guess it has flown by. It started in August, technically.
Yeah.
And here it is mid-May. This is actually the longest the Brahmas have ever been playing. So when we won the championship,
True.
That was May 6th.
You're right.
So now we're in uncharted territory, as it were.
As Frank Trezera said in the post-game sound that didn't make the cut, sadly, he said May 6th will forever be – it just didn't flow with the piece, you know. It is tough.
Anyway, May 6th.
But he said May 6th will forever be Brahmas Day. He came in and he's like, is it okay if I photobomb and the interview with Zim? right as we were wrapping up.
We got a good picture from that, though. I put that in our album.
Oh, nice.
There was a nice picture of Frank with his arm around Zim. I was like, that's nice. That's a good picture.
It was cool.
We are
cool.
2-0 on May 6th.
That's true.
Yes.
That is correct. And that's a good thing. Definitely.
For the record, for those tuning in Hockey TV to the Final Four and the finals, for those who are going to get ahead of ourselves, guaranteed there will be a Trezera on the broadcast for one of those games because every time a Trezera has spoken, we've won.
Exactly.
So
and you gotta
keep that going.
Yeah.
We'll knock on wood still, but it's been hot.
So let's stay on Game 5 for a second because I think, like, you know how sometimes you see a hockey game and it's instant classic. I would say that game would rank up there. And we could probably get into this in the offseason, the greatest games played in this building. But that would probably have to be a top threer.
I'd probably agree with that easily. I mean, I wasn't even along for much of it, but just from my 3 years here now, in terms of NAHL, I thought the crowd, and you and I talked about this too on social media. I saw us bannering back and forth, but it was electric in here.
Yes.
The crowd came. They stayed the entire time. Correct. They were loud.
Correct.
And then it was a really cool moment at the end of the game as well when the players went around and gave the
took the
claps
lap.
and stick. They took the lap, the sticks claps.
Choo-choo train around the arena.
Yeah.
That was
and we
great.
got one more banner to go up in the rafters now too. But it comes better in threes, I think. South Division regular season, South Division postseason, hopefully another one.
Yes. No, that was very cool. A lot of fans, and Mike Norgard, the public address announcer, was saying, man, if we had crowds like that every game, just think of it. And I agree. If we had crowds like that every game, this would be absolutely an impossible building to play in.
Yes.
But a game in mid-November has a little bit different bearing on the situation than in early May.
True.
But still, it was a great crowd, and a crowd that we built in 48 hours. So
bravo to you and Scott and Frank and Junior Brahmas. And
everybody was involved in that one. So
yes.
It's team effort.
Shout out to the fans, too, for reaching out and really pulling their fans as well. It was great seeing season ticket holders be like, oh, I need 4 more tickets because I want to bring friend Julie and whoever.
Yeah, as long as they'll cheer
Fill
for the
those
right
seats.
team.
Fill the seats, booze up, cheer loud.
Yeah, it was good.
Bring the cowbells.
That had to be your favorite game of the year, Megan.
Yeah, I think so. I've only been here for the season, so I don't have as much to go on as you guys, but it was also like a really well played hockey game by the boys. So it was good hockey as well as the atmosphere. I think I was really overall very enthusiastic about how everyone played. I think overall as a team game that had to be top game of the year.
I think you have the stat handy in your head. You're a statistician over here for the records.
Megan
the
has
shot
no
attempts. This would be cool.
In front of her, so
this is just straight from memory. But I've been keeping shot attempts, so that's just any attempted shots. So that includes blocked and missed shots. So it's just kind of a metric of possession and sort of like how you've been dominating the play over the 60 minutes. And we actually out attempted Corpus Christi 92-35 in that game.
Wow.
So crazy. What was it in the first? Remember, you and I were laughing. It's like they had
it
six
was
attempts, maybe?
Yeah, we had like 27 attempts, and they had 6. Like, we came out freaking flying.
It was ridiculous.
In that
right. Well, you had to. You had to come out flying because that was one of those games where Hoover scores first. I mean,
right.
Right. Well, right.
Whoever
right,
scored.
Clearly. But that's 2 big game goalies. Like, I think there was a lot. I mean, that's just as hardcore as it can get.
No, 100%. That's 2 Hockey East, which is arguably one of the top divisions in NCAA Division I.
Yeah.
Going head to head in a Boston University goalie and a future UConn goalie.
Yeah.
It lived up to the hype. And it was the
sure.
second postseason shutout for Max Prodzik. He was stellar, but honestly, the team in front of him was even better. So
they were terrific.
And he immediately gave a tip of the cap to the team defense in front of keeping shots out. But holy cow! If one thing we found out, Vomachka very well could have cracked the top 3 rounds now in the NHL draft this June. I know Meg and I will be there.
Huh?
Oh my gosh,
he's the real deal, guys. Like, he was incredible. We could have won that game like 5-0.
Right.
We could have,
right.
honestly.
100%. I mean, I
purposely
put up that 9-minute montage. 7 of them were saved. It was a save reel.
It was a Vomachka highlight reel.
It was literally ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it was insane.
And it was so many. It wasn't even like, it was a shot from the blue line. It was like 2-on-1, and he's banging it off on the doorstep.
Yeah, he was very impressive. I mean, hey, but Max was impressive as well.
No, 100%.
He gets the win. We move on.
Max made the saves he needed to.
100%.
He got more help from his team than Vomachka, but he came up.
But he
huge.
made about 2 or 3.
Yeah,
huge
there were
saves.
I think like 3 where I was like, oh.
But as we talk about the series as a whole,
yes,
Vomachka was going into it. That was when we previewed this. That was the one thing that we all said. We all were in agreement that you got to watch that guy.
Yep. Sure enough, he was the difference maker.
It came down to him.
Yeah, he did not lose a game in regulation in the postseason.
I know.
You guys. Yeah.
How weird is that? The Brahmas move on to the Robbie Cup Final Four, and the last 4 wins were OT.
Overtime.
Insane. They're 4-0 in overtime. The last 4. We won first 2 in regulation, then had to get 4 straight overtime wins.
We were a great overtime
clutch
team
time.
too in the regular season.
Colin over at Corpus Christi, he said it in his pregame report
Yep.
on Saturday. He said this is a very even series. Obviously, as we're going to the rubber match, if it goes to overtime, you got to favor the Brahmas.
Yeah.
And
he was right.
Boy, he was a prophet on that
That
one.
was some pass.
Here's a shout out. Everybody, for the viewers listening, those of you who remember Patrick Gozic, a Brahmas defenseman.
Wow, yeah.
His
Number
dad.
3.
Yes, his dad, Bob Gozic, sent me a text, and Bob, if you're listening to this, I thought you were going to jinx it for a second. I had to put my phone down. He texted me when we were going to overtime. Meg and I looked at each other. We wanted to barf. That's how nervous we were for the team. We literally couldn't handle it. We were so hyped up, and I was caffeinated, and she was caffeinated. And Bob's like, Brahmas are going to win this in overtime. Congrats on going to the Duluth. And I'm like, why the hell would you text me that?
Simmer down. Simmer down.
Between the third and overtime. And then he goes 4 seconds after sending that, goes, number 9's going to win it 6 minutes into OT. And I didn't see that until after the game, and I was down on the ice with the post game. I came back, and he sent me a text to remind me, hey, who got the game winning goal? And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed his text. And I'm like, he literally called that. It was Troy York 5 minutes and 10 seconds, or 4 minutes and 50 seconds in.
He nailed it.
So that was pretty funny.
Well, that is nuts. That was obviously a good goal. I think the pass may get a little bit more play than that goal. That pass was pretty ridiculous.
Was dirty by Kelly. Man.
And of course,
as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, man.
None of that happens without the great work on the defensive side.
Right.
Zim broke it out.
Set that all up.
That was a full 5-man effort, too.
Defenders are oftentimes quarterbacks, and that was one where he stayed back in the pocket.
He's played a really good series. I think he was probably down on himself a little bit for his performance in Wichita against Wichita Falls. A little jitters, I'm sure, but
so it's funny.
He had 2 big OT passes.
I watched the second period with a longtime friend and franchise leading every category possible, Mr. Brahma, Chad Woolard, who also played for Corpus Christi during his time in the Central Hockey League. And he hadn't seen a lot of games this year. I think he's been to 2. And I asked him who's impressed him. This is midway through the second period. He says he really likes that York because he's got the quick release, and he really likes the way Zimmerman is calm with the puck. And it's kind of funny how, 40 minutes of hockey later. and
those are the two
those
different
two were
venues.
in the play.
That's funny. Bravo, Chad.
Bravo, Chad. Wooly. He certainly knew a thing or two about scoring goals in his career, and it's cool that he picked up on York. So the whole series, obviously glad it's over. What a disaster.
Hey, we all called that to our credit. We all called Brahmas in 5 in our one podcast.
I think I was maybe a little bit more positive. Did I not say 4?
I think you and I said 4,
I think we
maybe.
were confident.
Oh, really?
Confident. But you said it's going to go the
you said
distance.
5.
So, yeah.
So you've nailed it so far because you said we'd sweep. We've said 4, I think, both times.
Yeah.
And you said we'd sweep the
I
Wildcats,
said
and then
sweep in
5.
It's like our track record, right?
Yeah.
For the record, though, that is all I know. So for them pumping my tires, I literally went 1 for 4 in the Final Four picks. So don't.
He called
listen
us.
I called us. Congratulations, I got
You're
the Brahmas
get one right.
At least I got the good team right for our sake.
No, I feel bad for the fans of Corpus Christi having to endure that dog and pony show of playing in McKinney. That was awful. The disaster of hockey TV that first night. I mean, we had people in Zuroma here staring at their phones. It was like a phone watching party, waiting for you guys to do an update on Twitter. And that's a tough situation. As a fan, I'd be furious. And, players, they got to play. It's like Gene Hackman said in Hoosiers, like the court's the same length, and no matter what barn you're in. I mean, that was 200 by 85 feet there in McKinney, so it's irrelevant, the playing surface, but to not have the support of your fans at your biggest moment in franchise history is tough.
Well, I'm a couple comments off that. One, I pray for their sake they talk with the American Bank Center and get that fixed. I know it's not, they don't have the luxury like we do where you have the owner who owns the team, the rink, the restaurant, the facilities, everything. They're renting out. So that's the one thing that fans maybe don't understand, where they have to go through some other ownership to get the ice time and pay for that for the game days. And obviously, if there's no schedule guaranteed until May and Disney on Ice comes in town willing to cough up a couple $1,000s to use that arena, they're going to do it because it's a good business thing. So hopefully that'll get fixed for them in the future. I know they're going to renegotiate. I think was my understanding is their contract might be up or something. But then the second thought is I will give credit to the McKinney staff for putting together a pretty decent venue for what it's worth. I know they're probably bigger things in mind there, but they did a good job in 5 days of trying to flip it into an NAHL venue and get the teams' locker rooms and curtain it off, and then the Ice Rays had to sell the tickets and they put the seat numbers on everything. So I think in terms of the fans, it went as smooth as it could have.
I agree.
I know it was tough for the Brahmas fans to make it up there. We apologize for that. I get it. It's an hour drive almost, a little more with traffic, but we had the tough through it as well. So. But that's in the past. Brahmas made it through, right?
Yeah. Brahmas made it through, and now we had a big announcement this week. It was, I guess, that had probably been determined before all these games happened, but you don't want to ruin it. So we had a commitment. Megan?
Yeah, so Brahma's alternate captain, Austin Kamer, committed to Michigan State. We're very happy.
Woo.
Extremely.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a kick-ass hockey school to go to.
Yeah, it's a great school, and it's a good program, and Kamer's a good dude. I think we're all happy for him.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Perfect school fit for him, too.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to go into some kind of chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering,
and they had that exact program, too. So, obviously, A, the kid's smart. We've already known that.
Sure.
B, he was patient and wasn't ever complaining, which is also great. He had other fallback options kind of lined up, but this one just came perfectly for him. And then he said it's his first time in 4 seasons. 5 years since he's played close to home. He's like, it's great. Now I finally get family who might be able to make a little bit of a drive and come see me play. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. You literally did exactly
awesome.
Everything perfect.
That's awesome.
Here's debate time for you.
Uh-oh.
I know we prefaced it briefly. A couple of fans may be on board with it and be like, why are you even talking about this? I know the hockey scene well, but for those who don't know the hockey scene, could you make an argument that this is the biggest commitment to date for the NAHL Brahmas?
Boy, now I'm rattling through 4 years of data. I mean, yeah, you could say Andren being yanked mid-season and then getting into the lineup that same season is up there, definitely top 3. Kamer for sure, top 3. I can't think of anything much bigger than this. You got anything?
I think you'd be down to that. Yeah, to Andrew.
Yeah, those two. I think.
I mean, not to discredit any of the other schools.
Yeah, exactly. This is no disrespect to anybody going D1, D3, Vidmar, Kupski, and Union. Union's a great program because they won a championship recently too. But the reason I asked this debate was, and for the fans can get the awareness, is if we said Bentley to the fans 2 years ago, would they look at us and say, "Who's Bentley?" Or they'd be like, "Oh man, yeah, that's actually a pretty good program and up in the Hockey East," or would they be like, "Huh? Bentley College?
It's
Bentley
like
University?"
the name recognition isn't immediately there with a lot of these big hockey schools.
Yeah, when
you
get the Big Ten, it's like, oh, we know the Big Ten from football, baseball, and basketball.
So it's easy to say like, oh, Michigan State, and like someone who doesn't watch hockey be like, oh, good school.
Well, right.
As opposed to us saying like Bemidji, and Bemidji's a great hockey program, but people are like, where's Bemidji? Like, what is Bemidji? So
I'm like, I've been to the lakes all the time in the summer.
You
I'm a short drive away from that.
You could argue a little bit that Zimmerman's
Army
commitment is huge. Cool. That's bigger than hockey because he has to enlist in the service after that.
Right.
So that's a national pride point. And
touche.
That one
could take the cake.
That could take the cake. But I mean, if you go D1, you're either D1, D3, you're going to get a degree no matter how you shake it up.
Of course.
And what you do with the rest of your life is up to you. But very cool commitment. Very cool. Do they get to play in the Big House, that annual game outside against Michigan? Is that it? Is it Michigan State, or is it Michigan Tech?
I think it's Michigan State.
I think it's State.
So he could play in front of 100,000 fans in the near future?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Road trip.
I know
slightly bigger than the shoebox.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Slightly
bigger.
Colder, too. Well, that's awesome.
Really
good
cool
news. And then there's going to be more commitments coming down the pipe. We've been really quiet on that front for the past however long because it's been all business.
Yeah, at least 2.5 months.
I mean, the last commitment we had was what?
Zimmerman in
early March. We announced it on March 8th.
So
I just checked.
So, wow, 2 months ago. So a lot of fans have asked, is so-and-so going to get a commitment? Is this guy, what about this guy? First of all, every year can't be like last year where you have, 80% of the team commit somewhere. But yeah, there's more people. We just got a bigger prize right now.
Honestly, the biggest thing, which is the one reason why the league and really mainly the league and just the recognition of the Brahmas, it's good for them to go to Duluth. This is a huge opportunity for scouts to finish their recruiting process,
right?
Which is great for the players, and I super respect, super love. Am I a fan of going to Duluth? Yeah, sure, it's a fun trip to Duluth, but would I rather have it in Bromland? Absolutely. It'd be great to have that crowd we had on Saturday night come back here for the semifinal like we did in Austin, like when we played the Austin Bruins 2 years ago. It'd be even bigger.
It'd be bigger.
Because they had more time to prep for it.
Frank and I were talking about the 2009 games. The home games that we had, we got the shaft big time in that series against the Colorado Eagles. They had a Thursday, Friday. We had Sunday afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. And we sold out all three.
Goodness.
Because of the fact that it was the final. So, yeah, had we had the Final Four opportunity here, it would be ridiculous. And, yes, our crowd is a massive weapon. They stayed in their seats till overtime.
They were great.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The boys said that too.
Yeah.
Fed off the energy of the crowd.
What the boys used to say, they said the barn is buzzing.
Well, it was cool. Like even in the post-game sound when we just chatted with Zimmerman and York. York said, honestly, this is the loudest the crowd's been in my 2-year career at NITEX. And Zim said, kind of coupled that and said, this was the best way for me to end my junior hockey career at NITEX was in front of this crowd in that fashion to go to the Final Four. Yes. It was just a really special moment for him. I think it's going to be one that, honestly, if you ask him in, 2017 this year, if you ask him in 2027, they're going to be like, yeah, that year was pretty sick 10 years ago.
Yeah. But now we'll move on to the Robbie.
Yep.
And
4 left.
For anybody asking, yes, we fly to Minnesota. We do not drive to Minnesota.
No, there's no send-off as well.
No, we just didn't have time to work it out.
No. Plus the guys are leaving at like 7 a.m.
Yeah, early.
It's
early.
Just
not really. Wasn't very good
No.
timing.
No.
But I think
it was afternoon and we could have made it work.
Everybody would rather see the team get to Minnesota in a timely fashion to get a little practice ice in, then
True.
Hang out at Zeroma.
We'll try to keep the fans updated. Megan and I are going up on Wednesday morning, and then they have practice ice at 8 p.m., I think, on Wednesday night. So we'll probably take a picture or something. Maybe
we'll keep you updated. Follow our Snapchat, of course.
You're taking your camera, right?
Yes, taking a video camera. Snapchat will have some cool things this week as well. Twitter will have some fun things. Yeah. We may have like a Q&A session just for the fans to kind of fire in some questions on Twitter.
Yeah,
so
we could do that.
Yeah, you could at Lone Star Brahmas, and if you have any question about the venue or anything, or you want to ask a question to somebody, we can kind of be the messenger in this process and
the
have
games
a little fun.
Will of course be on at Zeroma. I would like to think that the league won't have the hiccups that they had with.
No. I texted Alex Curious, and it seems like they're doing a phenomenal job. The pictures, I think it's going to be a great view from center ice, and he said HD broadcast. So
good.
That's a huge.
That's huge.
That's a huge bonus.
Love that.
Hey, if I hear center ice and HD, I'm like, check, beautiful. We're golden.
We're golden.
We're golden.
But here's an interesting thing. What do we think as far as 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera? Are they going to go full broadcast or
camera.
Probably 1 camera setup?
1 camera for sure.
Yeah.
I could imagine being multiple. Maybe. I could be wrong.
You never know.
There is a TV station, like, legitimately, I think,
I saw
2 miles down the road.
Under ice logos from the TV station. Rink.
So
cool. Come out to Zeroma to check those games out. Games 1 and 2 against Janesville are Friday and Saturday.
Thursday and Friday.
Okay. Thursday and Friday? Yes, you're right.
The 11th and 12th. 7:30 p.m.
7:30.
And then if it needs a game 3, put it as a TBD. Right now it says 6 p.m. because we're going to be the later game on all of them. But you never know.
Yeah.
They might move it earlier if one team moves on. They want to be like, hey, can we get more rest? So can we move our game time up?
So
7:30 Thursday and Friday is what you need to know right now.
The question is, what do we know about the Janesville Jets besides former Brahma Peter Bates being on the team?
Actually, we kind of know a lot. We're getting the pickups.
Yeah,
we've
been researching.
We have been researching them, obviously. Been fun stat. Let's see. I guess we'll go back and forth on some. 8 USHL draft picks currently on the team and 2 tenders who are drafted in USHL. So that means a younger team, but also just as talented.
Yeah, that was a record for them, the 8 active players to be drafted to the USHL. So I know that was a neat kind of milestone for them as an organization.
Maybe fast team?
Probably younger, faster, like pretty well-rounded as far as the lineup goes.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not like top-heavy. Like I'd say some teams, like you look at them, and you're like, oh, like that top line, like is crazy, and everyone else is just middling. But I think they're pretty well balanced. A little in the way we are. Like,
I was gonna say almost to a T. Maybe not the style that we play, but like the makeup of the roster is like almost identical to us, with the exception that they're just a little younger. But they move the puck well. Like Megan said, they aren't top heavy, but they have some guys like Peter Bates. Actually, their leading point scorer in the regular season. So there's a Brahma comparison. He did really well from that jump from last year to this year. And defensively, they're very sound. They have 2 killer goalies.
As do we.
Yep, both. Exactly. That's why I said it's identical makeup. Probably, honestly, they both could be NHL draft picks.
Wow.
This year or next year because they're eligible, I think, in both years.
They're good and they're young.
Yeah. So one's going to their backup's going to Harvard University.
Wow.
And their starting goaltender, Shadig, and then they're starting Barkowski.
I hope we're really sorry. We'll figure it out.
We have to figure out.
You're going to call these names. You want to get a little handle.
I know. I got to talk to Mason Little. He might be tuning into this. He does a great job for Janesville.
Papadopoulos.
Yeah. Barsuski.
We'll get it.
That always sucks about being in the South. But he just turned 18 years old, so he's literally Gordon's age, and he was technically snubbed by Gordon on all the recognition in the Midwest.
True. I was
funny.
I was surprised. Like he didn't get any love from the all awards.
No,
I was really surprised.
But his goals against average like 1.8.
He was like top 5, I think, in like every category.
35 wins for Janesville. Obviously, they finished 3rd overall. Like he's been their workhorse. He played all 7 games in the postseason.
So, what's your prediction? Let's do a prediction roundtable.
It's so hard because we've never seen them.
I know. I'm going to say Brahmas, and it's going to go the distance in 3.
The whole 3?
In overtime. I'm going to say overtime, game 3, Brahmas win.
I think the fact that they're going to be different, and the fact that Dan and Al get to utilize their video sessions more aggressively than when they play the South Division teams, because the South Division team know what they're getting out of the Brahmas. They don't really need to like super prep for them because they already kind of know.
Yeah, we've spent 60 games.
I think Dan and Al can outwork Joe Dibble and his staff.
That's fair.
In Janesville.
Shots fired.
That's
Big shots fired.
So.
No, but
Janesville's
I
the real deal. He's very good, but seeing how much work that Dan and Al do, it's literally ridiculous. I'm going to go bold again. I think Brahmas are going to sweep it. I think it's going to be so tough. I think they're going to win in 2. But the winner of Brahmas Janesville, I will mark my words on this, will be the Robertson Cup champion. No doubt.
Okay.
I wish you would knock on wood sometime at this point.
I know. Like,
Jeez.
what's up?
I think we'll probably play heavier than them. Like, I think that the South generally is kind of a heavier division. If you talk to some of the refs who've gone around, they'll be like, yeah, like the South is just the heavy hitting, like big physical kind of play. And I think we'll probably emphasize that a little bit. I think we'll have a good shot. I think we're pretty well matched. I think that they're a little higher, like, shot volume team than like Corpus Christi or Wichita Falls. In fact, I think they're like one of the few teams that are out shooting us in terms of shots on goal. But we are like better defensively as a team.
Yeah, just a little bit though. It's not
just
a huge gap.
No, it's not huge, but I think it'll just be interesting to see how that matches up.
And the Midwest is good. There's no disrespect to the Midwest.
No,
division,
I think
no,
not
so
at all.
They're well battle tested as well. So don't think that only the Brahmas are going to be prepared for this.
No,
I Brahmas in 3.
I'll say 3. I don't think it's going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
No, either way, I think I'll go Brahmas in 3. I have to say Brahmas in 3.
I mean, again, the format, it sucks.
Yeah.
Best of 3
and
then
winner
a
takes
Super Bowl
all.
game. I mean,
yeah, that sucks.
You'd like, I don't know. I mean, let's just hope that cooler heads can prevail down the road for future championships. One game in hockey, I mean, the puck could take a screwy bounce.
Yeah, but you know what? We actually may be favored in a one game. Based on how composed we've been and winning those clutch games in overtime. And
that overtime thing, like, just blows my mind.
I know.
Like, how
this team just knows
it's a lot
how to
like another
win.
team that I know that plays a lot of overtime games this play.
The Senators.
Shout out,
Sens call up.
Yeah.
Shout out,
shout out
Texas Chad.
Yeah,
Texas Chad.
It's on up in Minnesota, and I think that the fans will be in for a treat. Whatever you guys cook up, whatever the league cooks up, I'm sure the league, when there's an event like that, Alex and his team usually have a little bit of extra coverage. So make sure you follow the NAHL if you don't already on your social media streams. And
cool luncheon going on that we're going to attend. This looks like a suit and tie event they put on the Thursday before games.
So follow that Brahmas Snapchat. We'll keep you updated.
This league really does do a lot of like events.
Yeah. A lot of events, a lot of promoting, a lot of good recognition from within leagues, within divisions, whatever you want, sponsors, everything.
So
there'll be cool merch for those going, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the merch table is going to be ridiculous with Bauer stuff and Vaughn stuff and jersey reps and NAHL apparel and maybe I could bring home a mini Robertson Cup. Wouldn't that be cool? We should put that on there.
Be cool.
How about a Robbie bobblehead? Just have a
bring the big
trophy
one. We don't need
bobblehead.
any mini anything.
We're going to go big or go
home.
I like that.
Well,
Frank's bringing the RV for a reason, right?
That's
He's got to
right.
bring the hardware back.
That's right. No, it's going to be white knuckle hockey. Like if you guys were nervous about to vomit during the broadcast, like Game 5.
I was
after regulation. I was like, I cannot believe these guys are doing this again. Like, I can't believe it. I know that it was funny. Like after Wichita Falls, the boys were like, "Oh, let's never do that again." Little
do they know they need to do it 3 more times.
Yeah.
I even talked to Kamer too when we chatted about his commitment. I was down there. I'm like, good God! Like me and Megan were dying up there. Like we wanted to puke, and he goes, "Dude, me too." He's just like, it was. Those are scary situations. Plus, they're probably looking at like, goodness gracious, what do we have to do to beat Vomachka?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they did beat him once.
Yeah, shout out though. They didn't crumble in the face of that.
Where do we think he's going? Let's predict this one.
Late third.
Late third to who?
Oh,
just
man.
Why not?
Gosh.
You got a 1 in 30 chance.
That's true. Who needs a goalie right now?
I know that's literally. I'm like going through. I'm like, oh, who's like
that's
not
a high
set up
pick
with
to
the...
obviously need some depth.
Burning on a goalie, yeah, you've got to really be desperate.
I almost want to say like.
I think I'm reading your mind.
What am I going to say?
Late third Dallas?
That was one of them. I almost,
because they were
but
here
Dallas
scouting
is picking
during this
Dallas
series.
is picking so early. I almost want to say like Toronto. Toronto's goalie switch is like super weird.
Yeah,
Toronto could trade down though too.
That's true.
Dallas
could trade down.
I'm going late third.
I'll say Toronto if you say Dallas because those are kind of.
I'm gonna go mid to late third because they
maybe.
just made the playoffs and go Calgary.
Oh, Calgary's a good one too. Crap.
I think Calgary might sneak. I don't
Shout
know
out
if they,
to-
but like, I don't know if they scouted, but
all like the Canadian teams. Winnipeg, you know.
Hey,
yeah, but this is literally just a crapshoot because we talked about this with Kupski. Like when Jay Kupski was drafted, we're like Dan and Al were like, or Jeff at the time was like, Columbus might, they've been kind of talking.
Winnipeg's
with them,
been
and
here 6
Winnipeg's
times.
Then all of a sudden it's like
San
San
Jose.
Jose,
What?
and then they're like, yeah, they never even talked to me, and it was like, well, all right, guess we're watching film.
And that's the thing, and that's what
You never
hockey
know.
TV
You
does.
never know.
Is these guys like Dan and Al are watching game after game after during intermission of our games. I mean, I doubted at Game 5 they were watching other games, but intermission during regular season, they're scouting people.
I'm sure the team was laughing because Dan probably wanted to pull up the game film from the second period to break it
Probably.
down, and the guy's like, relax.
He would if he
relax.
could.
Yeah.
If he could do it,
could,
he
would.
absolutely would.
Absolutely.
Like, no doubt.
So shout out iPad point of video sales if you want to get involved here.
Yeah.
We need some
GoPro, if you'd like to throw us a couple cameras
Yeah,
our
there
way.
you go. We'll
or
definitely get a
knockoff GoPro.
yes.
We'll take it.
We'll take BoPro or No
BoPro.
Pro, whatever it is.
We'll take whatever you got.
Like the NFL teams, they have the Windows tablets. We need one of those for Dan and Al. Just be like, oh god, they got a finger tracker. They could draw
gosh.
lines of where the guys are going. That'd be sick.
That thing would get thrown.
Dan and Al need a
That's
geek
true.
squad in the locker room.
Rip
full
would be
time.
sending that to repair every week.
Every week. Like, the clipboard is chipped. Like, you look at his clipboard and it's broken.
I wonder what the marker total was for this year for dry erasers.
It's pretty high. I'm rocking number 3 of the Black Expo right now, and I'm very passive. I'm going to say Dan's on number 35 for the year.
We should track that.
I wonder if he's averages one a game. That'd be funny.
Absolutely.
That'd be a random fun fact.
He
like a
probably
trivia.
does, though, just from, like, smashing in the tip.
I
Like,
know.
not, like, the ink running out, but, like, if you're, like, using any force, like, like, an X mark will just, like, collapse in.
So funny.
That's
I
my
bet
theory.
Rip probably knows that number.
Oh, he does. He orders them by the case. So, well, if you're a fan, you know where you need to be come Thursday evening, and that's in Zuroma. Or if you've got a hockey TV at your house, of course
Sure.
you could do it there as long as you're watching.
Sure. We'll pop it on the big screen here, though, obviously, too.
Yep, come here and be around your other kindred spirits as we listen to the golden tones of Nick Merrick
I wouldn't say golden.
emanating from tropical Minnesota.
How about that goal call, though? Dust off your dancing
Yeah, it was
shoes.
That was a shout-out to former Brahmas captain Sean Giles on that one.
Yep. I do remember that.
I know.
Remember that quote.
I know.
That was out of Topeka?
Yeah, the Topeka game winner in OT. And I was like, you know what? I got to go off that theme. I didn't know what I was going to say, but I'm like, it's going to be something off dancing. And
It's good, too, that going back to Game 5, you see a lot of former Brahmas. Johan Steen was in the house.
Bud Madej was there.
Bud Madej, out of nowhere. There he is.
Literally
in the lobby.
nowhere.
Hey, Bud.
So funny. He walked down the post-game skate. He's like, oh, but I got to go. And I'm like, wait, you just, let's chat. And he's like, oh, I got first fly out tomorrow. I'm like, how did you get here for one game?
It's great. It's like once you're a Brahma, you're kind of always a Brahma. And
Estes was back.
Estes.
Berg was here with some friends.
Yes.
Maybe he'll be a future Brahma, too. That'd be nice. I would like
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
It's good to
Absolutely.
see the guys care and want to come back and cheer on the boys. And
Big time. The
Now-
group me chat was on fire after those
I'm
games.
Bumping.
sure it
Oh,
was.
man.
I'm sure it was a very interesting group chat. But
Got it fired up.
yes, so we will have a welcome home party, win, lose, or draw. No matter what happens, we'll have something at the end of the season.
True.
We don't know exactly the date. There's a lot going on because the week after this, we're going to Chicago for
True.
pre-draft camp.
So we could probably safely say for the fans, it'll be sometime either, what is that Monday we get back? May 15th to like Friday the 19th?
Yep,
Okay, so it'll be somewhere in that window.
and probably not every player will still be here.
Right.
But
Naturally, it happens.
we'll do it. I've had a lot of people ask about the jersey auction. Yes, we'll auction off one of the jerseys. Don't know if it's going to be whites or blacks. We don't know. Sometimes we do a mix. Let the player pick which one they want, or let the buyer. Remember we did that buyer picks auction?
Yep.
And then expect something on Dash. So for all the international
or
fans,
family who can't attend.
Yeah, we'll have some stuff on Dash. Have no idea who it's going to be, but if they're not here for the end of the year party, chances are their jersey will just go up on Dash. So and maybe we'll have some team sign memorabilia from the Robertson Cup. I think we still got some sticks and helmets and gloves and whatnot.
Yeah.
That will.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do.
So
I might look into some apparel too when we're at the event.
It's there.
Yeah. Why not?
I think you need those shorts like Walt had with.
Those are great.
I
couldn't pull them
country.
off.
Oh yeah, you can.
No. Oh, every country. Oh, I got them the new ones this year with every team on it. It was cool.
Oh, we need that.
So he's got both. He's got every country one and every team one.
We need that for sure. Well, we've rambled on for quite a while, as we tend to do.
Yeah.
When there's a lot to talk about.
We just like breaks,
We do. This is all good. So if you feel it, get up to Zaroma. If you don't feel it coming to Zaroma, get your ass in front of the computer and make sure that it's hockeytv.com is pulled up, and we'll see. What do you think, Nick?
I think it's going to be a fun week. I'm ready to get up there.
Anybody flying United? Neither
No.
one. I was just going to give you a piece of advice. If they ask you to move, go ahead and
move.
And get off the plane. Unless you want to become very rich, in which case
Stay and fight.
Shout out Howard Stone. We were discussing as it was a joke, but it was serious contention that hashtag We Are United, because we're playing the Janesville Jets, may have been one of our fake hashtags for this series, and I really got a good kick out of that.
That's pretty good.
I was like, damn,
that.
if they were like, I don't know, it might have used some kind of way.
We'll make it. We'll make
You
it
do some
happen.
good one. Ground the Jets though.
Ground the Jets.
Ground them.
3
Crash
games,
the Jets.
baby.
No.
Whoa.
That
sounds a little.
Hijack the Jets? No, that's not even
that's even worse.
We're going all the way off
Now
the
we're
rails.
really steering the
All
ship.
right.
Well,
This has been Inside the Bullpen with the Lone Star Brahmas, brought to you by Acme Brick. Acme Brick, it's the best thing to have around your house.